Hi everybody, welcome to the F&B Landscaping Handbook review video. I'm going to go through the handbook today and tell you a little bit about the things that I think are most important. I do strongly recommend that you read the entire handbook yourself before you sign the final page. Every employee does need to sign the last page, by the way, and turn that into the office. I am going to put three little secret passwords into this video. So please take note of those passwords, and then at the end, that is how we will know that you have watched the entire video. All right, we'll get started right now. I'm going to bring up the handbook and share that with you guys. All right. So here's the front page of the handbook. If you have one and you're following along, that's great. If you don't, no problem. You can get a copy of it when we see you next, and you can get it. You'll note this one is dated February 2020. So make sure you have the current version of the handbook. You can go through the table of contents here. I'm just going to go through and kind of highlight the things that I think are the most important. And they are highlighted so you can see those. So first and foremost, welcome to F&B Landscaping. We sincerely believe that you bring a unique skill, talent, and insight to our team. A team that will be markedly improved simply by the fact that you are now part of it. Your energy, effort, and enthusiasm will make us all better, and definitely better people and better landscape professionals. We know that your experience, that you will experience considerable growth at our company, and hope that we all grow and become more successful. Four keys, I think, are our employees. All landscape and snow contractors have similar equipment. We provide similar services, and we work within the same customer network. Given those similarities, the only real difference that sets our company apart from them is our employees, you. Our employees make the difference, and we try to hire, train, and retain the highest talent employees that we can find. And you definitely fit that description if you are hearing this. Client satisfaction. Our clients deserve the best. That is the primary reason they selected us for their landscape and snow contractor, because they deserve the best. We must continually work to exceed their expectations. We stand behind our work, and we strive to build our business one referral at a time. Job quality. Quality landscape and snow services begin with understanding each client's expectations and then tailoring a complete program to suit their property needs. That will produce the best value for them. High quality work tells others that we take pride in our work. It shows our clients that our company is better than other contractors. I think that's really, really important. Efficiency. At our company, efficiency is based on keeping things simple. Each of us must perform every process quickly, accurately, and efficiently so that our coworkers, partners, and clients never experience inconvenience. As we welcome you to our team, we certainly have very high expectations that you will always perform each of the above mentioned components in a manner that emphasizes integrity, creativity, and productivity. By fulfilling those expectations, we are confident that your employment here will be personally rewarding and professionally satisfying. That's really important. So let's start with a couple things. The company vision. Our company vision is a simple one. Serve our community while continuing to grow a sustainable and profitable landscape company with passion and enthusiasm to be the best in town. And our mission statement is building and maintaining great landscapes while growing great people. And we really firmly believe that in growing great people, we will be building and maintaining great landscapes. So that's a critical part of this company. We have 5 core values: teamwork, stewardship, professionalism, quality, and integrity. Teamwork is the effort of a group of people to accomplish a common goal by working together and supporting one another. Stewardship, which is one that you don't see very often. A lot of companies don't have this, but it's one that I feel really strongly about. It's very important to me personally, and so that's why it's one of our core values. But it's taking care of what we've been given. It's the careful and responsible management of landscapes entrusted to our care. So it's more than just our customers, but it's also what we've been given from God and our land, the earth, the resources we have, water, things like that. But it's also, you know, the equipment that our company owns. We take care of that. It's also our customers' money. It's their trust that they allow us on their property to do the work that they've contracted us to do, and we want to uphold that. So that's kind of what stewardship is. Professionalism, cultivating a workplace through a courteous, conscientious, and business-like manner. So that's pretty basic. You know, professionalism is very important, but it doesn't need to be overcomplicated. Quality, a degree of excellence, performing work at its highest possible level. Integrity, knowing and doing the right thing, even when it's not acknowledged by others or convenient for you. That's an important one. That's what are you doing on the job when nobody else is watching? Are you picking up the trash? Are you doing the little details that maybe nobody would ever know you did? Is that something you're doing, or are you expecting somebody else to do it, or hoping because nobody's watching that it won't get done? So that's a little bit about integrity. So those are our core values: teamwork, stewardship, professionalism, quality, integrity. Just going through a few things here with the handbook. Again, I think you need to read all of this handbook, but I'm just going to highlight the important things that I feel are critical. The employee handbook applies to all company full-time, seasonal, and part-time employees. So if you're on our payroll, this handbook is important to you. Should be important to you. Employment. We are an equal opportunity employer. We are also an at-will employer. Employment with the company is on an at-will basis. This means the employment relationship is for an unspecified period of time and may be terminated at will at any time, either by the employer or the employee, for any reason not expressly prohibited by law. This at-will employment relationship includes the right to discipline, demote, or transfer an employee with or without advance notice. No manager, supervisor, or employee of the company has any authority to enter into an agreement for employment for any specified period of time or to make an agreement for employment with other than at will. Only the company president, me, has the authority to make any such agreement, and then only in writing. This represents an integrated agreement with respect to the at-will nature of the employment relationship. So hopefully you understand that. If you don't, you're welcome to come in and talk to me about it anytime. Workplace harassment. The company is committed to providing a work environment that is free of unlawful harassment. Basically, harassment in the workplace is not tolerated. All right, I'm going to give you the first password for this talk. It is the Denver Broncos. Okay, coming down through here. Retaliation for any kind of a possible report of harassment. The company does not condone and will not tolerate retaliation against any employee who reports possible harassment or discrimination. Absolutely zero tolerance when it comes to that. Luckily, we don't have to deal with that very often. Physician statements. The company reserves the right to require a satisfactory statement by a licensed physician whenever an employee misses work due to illness, injury, or disability. So you should have a doctor's note if you cannot come to work because you are ill. You need to speak with your managers anyway about that, but they may ask you for one. Okay, working our way down here. Outside employment. Employees are permitted to work at another job while employed by the company as long as there is no conflict of interest and the outside employment does not interfere with their job performance at the company. So if you want to do some side jobs, I'm okay with that. Just make sure that you're available when we need you. So don't be calling in sick on a Friday to go, dig a ditch and put in sprinkler system. You need to do that on a Saturday or Sunday or after hours. When you are supposed to be at work for F&B, you need to be at work Monday through Friday. I will continue to allow that as long as it doesn't become a problem. It's never been a problem in the past, but we want to keep it that way. Confidentiality. All employees must treat any information relating to the company business and any of its activities, projects, or clients as confidential and not divulge any of this information to outside parties, including family and friends, without the prior written consent of the company president, me. So again, in order for us to be successful, we need to keep the company secrets. So benefits. This is important for all of you. We do have workers' compensation insurance. So if you do get hurt on the job, you are covered. Holidays. All full-time regular employees and seasonal employees are eligible to receive paid holiday benefits after they have completed 1 year of continuous employment with the company or have worked at least 1,200 hours. So if you've been with us one season and you're coming back for the second season, this year you will get you'll get the 3 paid holidays: Memorial Day, Independence Day, and Labor Day. If we have a really good year, sometimes we offer up a 4th or 5th paid holiday, being Thanksgiving and possibly Christmas if we're still working. If we're not, then I guarantee you I will pay you for the 3 holidays. To receive holiday pay, an employee must work the full workday before and the full workday after the holiday. If the holiday falls on an unscheduled workday, Saturday or Sunday, employees will be paid for a full 8-hour day for that holiday. So if you're going to want that holiday pay, you need to work the day before and the day after. It's pretty simple. PTO, paid time off. Any full-time regular employee and seasonal employee are eligible to receive PTO benefits after they have completed 1 year of employment with the company, or again, 1,200 hours. All other employees are not eligible to receive PTO benefits. So that's something to work toward. Hopefully you'll stick with us and come back in the next year or so, and you'll have full PTO benefits. You can read this chart here. This is how the benefits are accrued. So if you've been here less than 1 year, you don't get any. If you've been here between 1 and 2 years, you accrue your hours at this rate, and you are eligible up to 24 hours of paid time off. Between 2 and 4 years, you're eligible up to 40 hours. And if you've been here more than 4 years, you can accrue up to 56 hours. Per the accrual schedule, eligible employees are permitted to use all of their accrued PTO hours each year of employment. That is to say, there is no usage cap on the amount of PTO hours that you can take during a benefit year. Eligible employees will receive compensation for all accrued but unused PTO hours each anniversary year. So if you don't take your PTO hours and your anniversary comes up, we will just pay you that amount right there. So you still get the benefit. Holiday PTO, or I should say holidays during your PTO. If a company observed holiday occurs during a scheduled PTO and employees are otherwise eligible for holiday pay, such employees will be paid for the holiday rather than a PTO day and will be expected to return to work on the day originally authorized by the department manager. So you're not going to lose your holiday pay even if you're on your PTO. You're still going to get it. Scheduling PTO. In accordance with the company's PTO policy, all PTO requests must be submitted in writing to a department manager for approval using the requested time off form, with a minimum of 14 days prior notice for that to be approved. So any of the managers should have the paperwork. If not, run in and talk to Misty and she will help you fill out the paperwork. Accrued and unused PTO, like I said, accrued but unused PTO hours will not be rolled over, but they will be paid out at the end of the anniversary date. All right, working our way down here. Again, you need to be reading all this on your own. I'm just going through mentioning the highlights. Jury duty. Per Colorado state law, the company provides employees with $50 per day for the first 3 days to serve on a jury or grand jury. That is the law. Okay, compensation and timekeeping. Let's go ahead and do the second password here. The second password will be Harry Potter. Performance reviews are conducted periodically for full-time office personnel and field staff. These evaluations are generally completed in writing during a meeting conducted between the employee and his or her manager. During the performance evaluation process, employees and their manager should discuss the work being done, progress, strengths, performance areas that need to be improved, goals to consider, and requirements to be set. A performance review does not guarantee that a wage or salary increase will be granted. That's important. Wage salary reviews. Wages and salary rates are based upon an employee's job duties and responsibilities, work performance, potential for promotion, pay practices in the area, and the economic conditions of the company. Pay increases are not automatic and will be granted based on progress in either meeting or surpassing performance standards since the last performance review and pay increase. The work week. For purposes of accurate timekeeping and overtime calculations, the company work week begins at 12:01 a.m. on Sunday and ends at 12 midnight on Saturday. The workday begins at 12:01 a.m. and ends at 12 a.m. the same day. So you can help yourself, or we can calculate overtime. That's what that is for. So it's important that you understand the time of the pay period. Timekeeping. All employees are to use LMN for timekeeping. Crew leaders will clock in their crews, including unpaid lunch breaks each day. LMN time is very important, and it must be learned and mastered as quickly as possible for new employees. Management will provide all employees time reports for review each Monday morning. So with the current situation and social distancing and not being able to have meetings right now, we'll try to be getting those out to you each Monday when we go through and do the safety training at your job site. But once we get back to normal, we have our normal Monday morning safety meetings. That's when we'll provide that for you. Job names for clocking into will be available in the main office. If a crew leader is uncertain of a job name, he or she must ask for help. Please do not make assumptions on those. Please get the actual job that you need to clock into. Misty can help you with that, or any of the managers. Employees who will be late for any work shift or miss work for any reason must contact their manager at least 60 minutes before the normal start time of the work shift. That's important. Being more than 5 minutes late will constitute a write-up. If an employee has any questions or problems with either a paycheck or time card, he or she must speak with his or her manager immediately. Please don't let that go. We need to get it fixed right away. It is the responsibility of every crew leader to accurately record their crew's time worked. Meal periods. In accordance with Colorado law, all employees who are scheduled to work more than 5 consecutive hours in a shift will receive a 30-minute unpaid duty-free meal. Duty-free meaning I cannot ask you to perform any duties of your job during that meal. Non-exempt, that would be pretty much everybody reading this. Employees may not work through their meal period in order to leave early or arrive at work late. You have to take your lunch. Non-exempt employees may not make up any time away from work by working through their lunch period. Per Colorado state law, the company authorizes non-exempt employees to take a 10-minute, again, duty-free, meaning I can't ask you to do work on your break, paid rest break according to the following work shift hours. No break for less than 2 hours, 1 break between 2 hours and 6 hours, 3 breaks between 10 and 14 hours worked. If you have questions about that, ask your supervisor. It is against company policy to impede or discourage employees from taking a meal period or rest break. If you feel that is happening, you need to speak to a supervisor. Non-exempt employees receive overtime pay at a rate of 1.5 times. So if you work more than 40 hours in a work week or more than 12 hours in any given work day. Pay periods. We pay bi-weekly, so pay periods are scheduled for every other Friday. Paychecks are available after 2 p.m. each payday. Paychecks will not be released early. Payroll deductions. These are the legally required deductions that we have to take: federal income tax, state income tax, federal Social Security, or FICA, Medicare deduction, court-ordered deductions, garnishments, child support, and then IRS orders to withhold or tax liens. Pay advances. The company does not grant pay advances or loans to employees. Work schedule. In keeping with the company's work schedule guidelines, usual office hours are Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Field work hours are generally 7 to 3:30, Monday through Friday. That can change based on the weather. At the time you're reading this, we are at 7:30. As it gets warmer, we will go down to 7. The daily and weekly work schedules may change from time to time to meet varying business conditions. Changes to the work schedule will be announced in advance as practical. Employees must check with their manager regarding their individual work schedules. In the event of inclement weather, all employees are expected to report to the determined time unless they have been notified otherwise. We will tell you not to come to work. Otherwise, you need to show up to work. Okay, attendance and punctuality. Company employees are expected to be punctual and maintain regular attendance. Good attendance is an essential element in determining satisfactory job performance. Being more than 5 minutes late could lead to corrective action or written write-up. Reporting an absence. All employees must notify their manager or designee at least 60 minutes prior to the time of their work shift scheduled to begin, if they are going to miss or be late for that work shift. Failure to comply with this standard constitutes a no-call, no-show, which may result in the deduction of up to 8 hours of your PTO time. So we take PTO time away from you if you are a no-show, no-call. Employees are required to call in each day of absence unless a full-length absence can be determined in advance. So each day that you can't come to work, you need to call your manager and let them know. Any no-call, no-show for more than 3 consecutive days will be considered as job abandonment, which represents the employee's resignation of employment from the company. So basically, you're telling us that you're quitting. Healthcare provider statement. A signed written healthcare provider statement, doctor's note, may be required at the company's sole discretion for any absence due to illness or injury. Employee relations and conduct, communication. Company employees are encouraged to communicate openly while maintaining professionalism at all times. We do have our staff meetings that will be held once we get back to normal living. Right now, the coronavirus is keeping us from doing that. Bulletin boards. We do have a bulletin board in the front room of the office. Again, right now we're not using it, but when we get back to normal day-to-day business, any notes that we have for you will be posted in that room. We do have an open door policy. Please come talk to us at any time about anything. Grievance procedure. In working together, it is normal for employees to occasionally have problems or complaints affecting their work-related activities. It is important to solve these problems as quickly as possible. It is the company's view that most problems can be resolved through informal discussions between the employee and his or her crew leader. Accordingly, field employees are encouraged to talk about work-related problems with their crew leader. If the employee is not satisfied with the outcome, the employee may wish to use a more formal grievance procedure to seek a solution. So basically, please come talk to us and allow us to help you work it out. I'll keep going here. Conduct guidelines. The company is committed to conducting its business and affairs honestly. Honesty and integrity are very important. This commitment extends to relationships with customers, vendors, and employees. Accordingly, the company expects all employees to demonstrate professional behavior while at work. It is not possible to list every type of unacceptable conduct, but I have come through here and put together a pretty good list. So if you want to read this list on your own time, these are unacceptable behaviors. Job site etiquette. Again, I could go on all day about this, but these are a few things. Shirts must be worn at all times. Treat the client's job site as if it were the employee's own property. Notify the manager if there is a question regarding the assigned work at a job site. Do not use client's tools or maintenance equipment. Do not use the client's phone or restroom unless it is designated for job site use for an emergency. Profanity, harassment, and discrimination is never permitted, regardless of whether work is being performed in the office or at a client's job site. Again, let me rephrase that. Profanity, harassment, or discrimination is never permitted. No friends, family, significant others, or pets may visit an employee while at a job site. And always leave the job site tidy and clean. Remove all the tools and the debris to the best of your ability. Corrective action. To ensure proper employee conduct in the workplace, violations of company policies or standards will result in corrective action appropriate to the employee's conduct. Corrective action procedures may include verbal counseling, written warnings, suspension, and termination. The company may use any form of corrective action deemed appropriate to the situation. The use of any corrective action is completely within the sole discretion of management. Cell phones. Personal telephone calls should be handled during non-work time, like on your breaks and your lunchtime. Cell phone usage. If an employee needs to use a cell phone while driving, the individual must find a proper parking space first. Stopping on the side of the road is not acceptable. The only exception is for genuine emergencies such as an accident or the car breaking down, truck breaking down. Per Colorado state law, texting is prohibited while operating a company vehicle. Smoking. Smoking is strictly prohibited in all company vehicles, offices, shop area, filling station, and all customer properties. Uniform. In specific, field employees must report to work with safety toe, work shoes, khaki pants, gray sleeve shirt, and a company-issued safety vest. If an employee prefers to wear a baseball cap, it must be company-issued. No open-toe shoes, sneakers, running shoes, or sandals are to be worn on the job. If an employee comes to work without the proper attire, the employee will be sent home with the exception that he or she will return to work promptly wearing the correct uniform. This doesn't happen very often, but it has happened a couple times. We send you home, you need to go get the correct attire on and then come back to work as soon as possible. The company does not require office staff or sales employees to wear uniforms. Office staff and sales employees must choose business casual clothing that communicates professionalism. So our business staff have different responsibilities and different requirements for clothes. So every year it comes up, why is our sales staff not wearing safety shoes and whatnot? And that's the reason why. Company requires compliance with the following practices for all employees who drive a company vehicle. Smoking is not prohibited in a company vehicle anytime. Remove any trash from the cab or the bed of the truck daily. When hauling or moving equipment, ensure that the material is secured properly. Always park the vehicle in a secure location and ensure it is completely locked. Use first aid kits and any emergency supplies should be fully stocked at all times. So make sure if you take something out of it that you get it put back in, or let us know so we can replace it. And then please use safety cones whenever possible. In the event of an accident, employees who are involved in an accident while using a company vehicle are expected to adhere to the following procedure. So you need to read through this. Basically, get the names and numbers of everybody in the accident, take a lot of pictures, and then please write down what happened and get this to the office manager, Misty, as quick as possible. And you need to write down some details like the speed of the vehicle, the direction you were going. I would even recommend drawing a little map of where things took place and how things happened. Safety policy. The company believes that every employee must actively participate in creating a workplace environment that is safe, free from hazards, and conduct efficient job performance. To that end, each employee must comply with the company's safety policy, follow the codes of safe practice, and report any unsafe or potentially hazardous conditions to his or her manager immediately. Employee safety is a great concern of this company, and particularly of mine. I want you going home safe. However, no matter what or how much the company provides in terms of safety devices or training, the effort is not effective unless all employees consider safety as a primary responsibility. It's up to all of us to be safe and to take care of our team members. Drug and alcohol policy, companies' zero tolerance policy regarding drug and alcohol use. Don't want to see it, don't want to hear about it. Read through this very carefully. The consumption of alcoholic beverages, marijuana, or illegal drugs during work time, break times, or meal times is prohibited. Drug and alcohol testing. If the company has reason to suspect that an employee may be using illegal drugs or alcohol, or may be under the influence or impaired while at work, or when reporting to work, that employee may be ordered to submit a blood test, urinalysis, breathalyzer, or other tests conducted by a professional medical staff and laboratory. The company maintains a policy of post-accident or injury and reasonable suspicion drug and alcohol testing. So if you are hurt and go to the emergent care or anything for an honest accident that happened at work, you will be tested. Everybody will be. On the job accidents, all accidents, whether to an employee, customer, or visitor, must be reported to a manager immediately. Employees are required to notify their manager immediately if they suffer an industrial injury or illness, regardless of how minor it might be. Code of safe practices. Please read through this. This is general safety procedures that is very important for everybody to understand. This is just a guideline, but it's pretty detailed. So I need you all to read this, please. Very important. All right, as we keep going down here. That's basically it. I'm going to go ahead and give the last password is Led Zeppelin. So a couple things. This is the last page of the handbook. The acknowledgement of at-will employment status and receipt of employee handbook. So you need to read through this and then you need to sign it here. This basically tells us that you did read the handbook and you understand it. If you read the handbook and you have questions, you need to ask us. And then one of these goes to us and then you keep one of them, stays with you. So, okay. That is basically it. If you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to us and we'll try to answer any of those questions that you might have. And we look forward to working with you in the future. Thank you and appreciate it.